One thing that I found interesting was the use of verbatim theater in this play because it allowed the play to be more realistic, which was important because this actually was a true event. And it allowed the characters' opinions to be accurately represented and the people's personalities to really come through. Two values that I identified were one was more of a perspective, and it was live and let live, and that was the idea of if you're gay, leave, like, kind of do your be gay, like, that's fine, but like kind of leave me alone. Don't like try and come on to me. Don't show, like, openly express that you're gay. Like, kind of just keep to yourself, and we'll get along just fine. So it was this idea of you leave me alone, I leave you alone. And the people, all of Laramie, I felt really that was the general like feeling about towards gay people. And particularly people like Jonas Sloanecker, Doc O'Connor, and Marge Murray kind of expressed this. They did express it. And then next is justice. People didn't necessarily think being gay was okay, but they definitely didn't think that just because you're gay means you should be murdered. They did not. They thought, the murder of Matt Shepard was horrible, and there was like this collective sense that justice needed to be had for him, and we see that really at the end of the play. We see that throughout the town, but we also see the debate about the death penalty. Some people thought that, McKinney should have gotten the death penalty, and some didn't. And, people like Matt Galloway said no death. Zachy Solomon said death penalty. And so it was really just a perspective of how far that justice should go. One word that I underlined that I didn't really understand just from reading the book was gay panic. And, during some research, I determined that, like, gay panic is when a person acts in a violent manner because of an unwanted same-sex sexual advance. And that's important to the book because that was McKinney's defense, Aaron McKinney's defense on why he murdered Matt Shepard. And for question number 4, Laramie is depicted as this town, I would say, best depicted by, like, the term live and let live. They thought that, being gay wasn't necessarily right, but they tolerated it. And they're like, if you, go about living your life, you don't, show off your gayness too much, and you don't come on to me, you don't bother me about it, then that's fine. Like, live your life. But they tolerated it. They didn't really accept it. They didn't really, like, accept, like, that being gay was okay. They just tolerated it. And I think that was expressed by a lot of people in the play, like Jedediah Schultz, Aaron Criffles, and Conrad Miller. And I think the Tectonic Theater Project wants us to think that the actions of these two people who murdered Matt Shepard doesn't represent the whole city. But Laramie is just tolerant of homosexuality. They're not accepting of it, which I think the theater company wanted to highlight, and they wanted to express that, just tolerating, gayness is not okay. You need to accept it. And I think, yes, it could happen in Columbus, Ohio, definitely. There's people that are still not accepting of gays in Columbus. Three elements that set this play against intimate apparel is the verbatim aspect of the play, where people are interviewed, and it really allows the people to give their perspective of the event that happened and gives a realistic quality, especially in the dialogue to this play. Another is the moments, which relate to shorter scenes. They're just like these quick kind of moments of people being interviewed that come together, that show a collective, thinking about, what happened or what they're talking about. And again, it kind of allows the play to move along quicker and allows the play to be more dramatic. And then you also have the aspect of the narrator that kind of guides the play along and allows you to know who is speaking and kind of explains who these people are so you can easily follow it. And, all these moments come together. They form a collective, opinion or differing opinions, and you can easily compare them, and they come together at the end. And then my 2 questions are, do you think Aaron McKinney deserved to die? And then my second question is, why do you think Russell Henderson changed his not guilty plea at the last minute? Okay, thanks.